Welcome back for another episode of the Guitar Reliquary, where we're going wild once again. I know it's an old joke, but it's great. Today, we're going to be talking about the Wylde Audio Goregehn Special Edition Blood River Burl guitar. This guitar is built by the fine craftsmen at World Music Instruments in South Korea, where all of the Schecter Korean-made models are built. So, we'll run through the standard features of a Goregehn that you can expect to find on all the models and the special edition features that you'll expect to find on this particular model. So, as we look at woods, all Goregehn models will come with a mahogany body. Mine is a 4-piece mahogany body. That mahogany body will be joined to a 3-piece maple neck, 1, 2, 3, which is somewhat different than you might expect with scarf joint and scarf joint in other 3-piece necks. The 3-piece neck has a ebony fretboard with the Nordic rune inlays on all Goregehn models. One of the first differences in this guitar compared to other Goregehns is the special Blood River Burl top. Now, I think that you either like this or you hate it. It's pretty polarizing in the comments that I've seen on Facebook and in Instagram. I think it looks phenomenal. It's got the poplar burl wood pieces, and it's impossible to tell if it's truly 2 pieces. There is a center seam, but because it's interrupted by the resin that is on either side of the center seam, I'm not sure that it's really a 2-piece top. These may be other pieces. What I do know is that mine has gorgeous figuring and also the beautiful arachnid burl pattern, as I like to call it, where it looks like the spider's eyes looking at you. Now, all Goregehn models come with the standard control layout and pickup arrangement as on this one, which is an EMG 81 in the bridge and an EMG 85 in the neck. Those are Zakk Wylde's specific pickups that he uses. On the standard models, they're just plain black, but on the Blood River Burl, they have the beautiful buzzsaw etching pattern in brushed gold. All Goregehns come with a Tone Pros locking bridge, and it has set screws on either side that lock, and then a locking tailpiece. I'm not sure if the tailpiece is also Tone Pros, but it is locking. It seems like a quality tailpiece, but I haven't taken it off to investigate. Then your control layout is a 3-position switch with a neck volume, bridge volume, master tone. Now, as you can imagine, in addition to the etching pattern, the satin gold hardware is unique to this model. The other Goregehn models do not have the satin gold. Okay, similarly goes for the tuners, which are Grovers on all the models, but are satin gold Grovers on this particular model. The ebony fretboard on this has a 14-inch radius and 22 extra jumbo frets that came actually perfectly level. They did not need to be leveled, and has a Graphtec 43mm nut. The 43mm nut was also installed expertly and required no modification. The standard scale length for Goregehn models and all Wylde audio models, as far as I know, is 24.625 inch, which is closer to a Gibson scale, but somewhere between a Paul Reed Smith 594 and a Les Paul. Let's see, what else is there to say? The beautiful mother of pearl Nordic inlays have no finish filler that I can tell. They look like they were very well fit. Which is great for a guitar of this price point. Has a 2-way adjustable truss rod from the neck, which is surrounded by 2 carbon fiber reinforcement rods. Consequently, the neck is incredibly stable and does not move very much. It's actually one of the most stable necks that I've had the pleasure of playing on. So, Now that we have looked at the features of the Goregehn, let's talk about impressions of it. So first off, as I said before, the Blood River Burl is very take it or leave it for people based on the commentary online. I happen to like it. Another thing that can be polarizing is the shape. The shape to me reminds me of something like a BC Rich War Beast mated to a Firebird and maybe a Jazzmaster or an Explorer. Now, I find it incredibly comfortable to play. It has very little, if any, neck dive. I don't notice any on mine. It sits wonderfully. Some folks are probably going to be concerned about playing sitting down with the output jack here, causing the cord to go into your leg. And I will admit that I've noticed it, but if I were to use an L-shaped input as opposed to a straight input, I would be fine and it wouldn't bother me at all. Another thing that some folks might not like is the strap button placement. I did not notice any issues while I was playing the demo, and I played way up here on the 22nd fret at one point. So whether or not you're comfortable with that will largely be a personal decision. The other thing that folks often bemoan about the Wylde audio guitars is the neck. So the neck, 43 millimeters is a standard width. That's what I have on, let's see, my Charvel DeMartini, my George Lynch Kamikaze 4 LTD. It's not something that bothers me in terms of width, and I actually prefer a chunkier neck profile than most players. Now, I will say that this is supposed to be a medium C, and that's exactly what I would classify it as. It is not as big as, say, a Fender Custom Shop fat neck or a Gibson Les Paul 50s fat neck. I find this to be somewhere between that and a 60s profile for me. So it doesn't bother me at all in terms of the playability. The hardware looks phenomenal. They did a really nice job. I accidentally nicked the bridge here, and rather than showing like chrome or some cheap metal underneath, it actually looks like brass. So I think this is actually going to be a very solid tailpiece, and that this is very high quality. Beyond that, if you like the Wylde audio guitars, I think you'll like this. If you don't, you have to really decide whether or not the shape is going to be for you. Now, for me, it's good. It's not the best guitar I own. It's not the worst guitar I own. I'm not sure how long I'll hang on to it, but certainly it's a fun one to tune down and really riff out on. So now that we've gone over the guitar, I don't think I've left anything out, but if you have any questions for me please leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to get back to you. Let's check out the demo, see what the tones sound like, and afterwards we'll meet you back here. thanks for watching the demo. I hope you enjoyed it. This guitar is pretty fun to play. Please check one out. If you have questions, again, please leave them in the comments. In the meantime, until I see you again, please check out my other videos, like and subscribe to support the channel, and have a wild day.